prepare the liquid forms of the part 2 of the Gouy. So this is about 1 cup of water. We take 1 teaspoon of the ammonia, cooking ammonia, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of oil. And the oil I use today is olive oil. And then 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to dissolve it. And then we're going to pour it into the batter, to the flour. So we're making Gouy today, and I actually am doing a double batch, but in my recipe I will list the ingredients for doing 1 batch. So I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour and half a cup of tapioca flour. It calls for cornstarch, but I tried both ways and I like the tapioca, the texture of it. And then I already have my water and all the other ingredients mixed in there and all dissolved. So we want to shift, so half a little bit in each and shift. If you got a shifter, perfect. If you don't, you can do this old school and just shift like that. And this is not my dad's recipe. I quoted in our event page saying that I was going to do my dad's recipe next, but I decided to give it another go. I found out what I was doing wrong, so it's kind of embarrassing, but here we go. Got it corrected. And put the rest of it. And you don't want to use your fingers to knead it, just like any bread or a biscuit. That we'll be using chopsticks to stir it up. You're going to be stirring it up for about 1 minute to 2 minutes, and that's it. We don't want to touch the dough as much as we need to, because it's going to do its thing with the ammonia. And cooking ammonia, you can actually find it on Amazon. I haven't had any luck finding it in the stores. I got ours from California. Okay, so after we shift, we're going to create a little well and then pour water. And again, we don't want to stir it up too much. We're going to do about 2 minutes of this, and no kneading like biscuits or bread. This is what this recipe calls for. So awesome. Very particular with touching it, because we have the tapioca or cornstarch, whatever you choose to use. We're using tapioca flour with mine. I feel that it actually creates a better consistency during frying. Okay, keep on going here. And so a couple minutes just like this. So after a couple minutes, you want to take your chopstick out. I know not to knead, but I'm just going to create the little ball shape here. Looks like I probably need a little bit of water, but I'm going to add just a teeny bit of water. Just a teeny bit of water in there to pick up that extra flour at the bottom. So I know that I said no kneading, but I'm just shaping it to a ball here. Okay, before you actually let it sit, you want to put saran wrap on it and then put a cloth over it. What I'm going to do is I normally put a blanket and put it in a warm spot. And we will be back in 2 to 3 hours to fry. So now that the dough has been sitting for 2 to 3 hours, we're going to take it out. I'm going to put a little bit of flour here. And then bring this guy out. Ooh, this looks good. Perfect. So get your hands all with flour, and then we're going to flatten it out to about a square or rectangular shape, about 1/4 inch thickness. Ooh, perfect. This is my third batch, you guys, so this one actually works perfect. Came out perfect. I'm very, very happy about it. And then we're gonna move the this over to the stove. The oil is heating right now. We want it at 375 degrees. And then we're gonna start frying. And you wanna put about 1.5 to 2 inches of oil, vegetable oil or soybean oil. Works perfect for the Gouy. So I'm gonna move over to the stove. Okay, so you wanna cut this is about 1 inch, only because we're gonna roll it. I have a small roller here. Oops. There you go. And then get a little bit of flour on this little tiny roller. And you want it to be about 1 inch, a quarter of an inch in thickness. So this is about just right how you want the Gouy in the length going down this way, about 1.5 to 2 inches. Perfect. So you want to cut about 1 inch thick and then place it next to each other, just like that. 1 inch, or I would like to say 3/4 of an inch. They come out about looking the same, but when you put them together, they just need to match from top to bottom. So, and then put it next to each other. And then I'm going to show you again how to put it together and dip it in the oil and start flipping again. Perfect. Okay, so then we take the water, dab it in the center, just like that. On top of each other, pinch in the middle and stretch, and then place in the oil. We'll do that again. One on top of each other, pinch in the middle and stretch. Do that again. On top of each other, pinch in the middle, stretch. My temperature dropped, so I had to reset it. So it's back up at 375. So flip them. So this is probably when you want to get a little helper to do it if you want to do many at a time. So I can only do 3 because you kind of want to flip it. See, it's starting to be puffy. Right there. Beautiful. And it's okay if it doesn't. You got many ways, many opportunities to get them perfect. So that one looks like we got 1 out of 3 perfect, which is okay. So we're gonna fry it. Show you guys how it's done with flipping every 5 to 10 seconds. You want to start off about 2 or 3 at a time. So once it floats up, you got to flip it. So here, every 5-10 seconds, because that's when the ammonia is going to react to the heat, and it's going to poof. There it is. You can actually see it poofing right there. Beautiful. Yay! Working out beautifully. And it's puffing. Beautiful. Ooh, that one's really puffy. So once it's puffed out to be as big as it can get, you don't need to flip it as much anymore. Okay? Beautiful. Some beautiful ones here. You guys can see a little bit. If they didn't puff up, that means your oil is very hot. It didn't get a chance to flip. So I measured it again. It was about 390. So I had to turn down the heat. So I didn't put the rest in there. So that's a little tip why it's didn't poof out. So you want take them out once they turn golden brown, just like this. These guys can stay in there a little longer. Perfect. There you go. Beautiful. Okay, so you also want to throw the odds and ends in there because it's all going to taste the same. So see the little deformity ones, because we wanted to have to cut it into a nice shape. They will fry really nicely and taste the same.